It was late at night, and the house was filled with a strange silence. I walked into her bedroom, expecting at least a glance from her, some acknowledgement that I was there. Instead, she sat on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing. I reached out to hold her hand, to remind her that we were still husband and wife, but she jerked her arm back sharply. Her lips moved, and the words that came out cut through me like a blade. "Don't touch me." I froze, my hand hanging in the air. That single sentence held the weight of every suspicion, every doubt, every sleepless night I had endured in the past few months. Her coldness had not appeared out of nowhere. I had seen the signs, the secretive phone calls, the sudden late nights at work, the way she hid her phone screen whenever I walked into the room. I wanted to shout, to demand answers, to ask her who he was. But my chest felt too heavy, my throat too tight. Instead, I turned away. Without another word, I grabbed my coat, walked out of the bedroom, and then out of the house. The night air was bitter, a sharp wind cutting across my face. I walked aimlessly through the empty streets, my hands shoved into my pockets. Questions raced through my mind. Where did I go wrong? Was I not enough? Did my love, my sacrifices, mean nothing? I thought back to the early years of our marriage, the laughter, the long drives, the way she used to hold my hand like it was her anchor. Now, her touch had become something forbidden. Hours passed, and I found myself sitting on a park bench, staring at the sky. The stars were faint, almost hidden by clouds, as though they too had grown tired of shining. At some point, exhaustion overtook me. I closed my eyes and drifted into a shallow, restless sleep. When I finally opened my eyes, the first rays of dawn were breaking across the horizon. My body was stiff and cold from the night air. Reluctantly, I stood up and started walking back home, rehearsing in my head what I would say to her. Maybe I would confront her directly. Maybe I would tell her I knew. Or maybe I thought bitterly I wouldn't say anything at all. Perhaps silence would speak louder than any words. As I approached our house, something felt wrong. The front door was slightly open, creaking against the morning wind. My stomach dropped. Inside, the air was unnaturally cold. I stepped into the bedroom and froze. She was still sitting on the edge of the bed, in the exact same position as the night before. But her skin was pale, her lips blue, and her body utterly motionless. Her eyes, wide open, were glazed over with a frozen stare. I rushed forward, shaking her shoulders. "Sarah, Sarah." But her skin was icy. She wasn't breathing. My heart pounded in disbelief. Just last night, she had spoken to me, told me not to touch her, and now she was gone. The paramedics came quickly after I called, but their expressions told me the truth before their words did. "She's been dead for several hours." One of them said quietly, "Hypothermia. Hypothermia." In our home? I couldn't understand it. Our house wasn't that cold. But as the investigation unfolded, the pieces began to fit. The window in the bedroom had been left wide open during the freezing night. She must have sat there for hours, refusing to move, refusing to wrap herself in a blanket. By the time the night deepened, her body had given into the cold. Neighbors whispered, family members questioned, and the police asked me dozens of times what had happened. All I could do was repeat the truth. She told me not to touch her. I walked out. When I came back, she was frozen. But the truth was heavier than those words. Deep down, I wondered if she had done it on purpose. Had the guilt of betrayal consumed her? Had she been waiting for me to confront her, and when I didn't, she let the night take her away? Or was it all just a cruel twist of fate? In the weeks that followed, I discovered what I had already known but refused to accept. There was another man. Hidden messages, hotel receipts, secret accounts, all of it came spilling out once she was gone. The betrayal burned even after her death. She had been living two lives, and I had been nothing more than the safety net she despised. Yet the image that haunted me wasn't her betrayal, it was her final words, "Don't touch me." Some nights I still wake up shivering, as though the cold she left behind has seeped into my bones. I see her sitting there, frozen on the bed, eyes wide with secrets she never confessed. I wonder if she wanted me to stop her. If my touch, the one she rejected, might have saved her life. But I'll never know. What I do know is that betrayal doesn't always end with anger or revenge or closure. Sometimes it ends with silence, with the body frozen in time, and with a man walking away into the night only to return to a house colder than he ever imagined. And so, I live with the memory, a wife who cheated, a husband who walked out, and a morning that froze everything forever.